We got a
Fred,
+4
I'm
in this
sorry,
bitch, too.
but
Well,
Shit.
yeah, it's a shame.
so to the 20 perceptions and above, you do not spot another doorway into the mound or anything. No, your nat 20 does not magically apparate one for you guys.
Oh, it's a hole.
To I would say this. You guys don't see another doorway, but there are ventilation holes on the top side. They're very cleverly tucked in where through roots and stuff like that. So if you were to say have smoke, it would be dissipated once it inevitably hits the root network and the underfoliage, the underbrush. But they're not massive holes that you could climb through. They're like, I don't know, a few inches in diameter at most. So you guys spot some ventilation holes at the very least.
How big is? Go ahead.
There is no fire going. Actually, wait. Let me think.
What do you have a fire? How well of insulation is exoskeleton?
You guys didn't rest, so he would not have a fire. To you, back with a 13 survival, there's something in your primal instinct which says this doesn't seem right. Right? What if the main entrance collapses? Then you're fucked. Like Nicolas Cage talks about National Treasure, there's probably a second entrance or exit rather somewhere.
There has to be something.
Yeah, you just don't know where.
God, I wish I could do a Nicolas Cage impression, because then I would just say that line.
Remind me, how big is the door?
It'd probably be about not terribly big. Like it'll be like a single doorway, so it's like a few feet by like 6 feet.
Okay.
A couple feet by 6 feet, thereabout. Just look at your normal door and like that, except it's not.
I was mostly wondering if it was like typically human-ish sized.
It is typically humanish size, but you guys could like see the quote-unquote door. Again, it's like a piece of like tree trunk ripped off. It's not perfectly rectangular and fits through the cracks, so you could see through and around it pretty easily.
It's more a wall that moves than a door.
Yeah.
There's some other way in. Somewhere.
I can't see one, so it must be hidden.
Deeper underground.
Like a cellar.
We could always knock, see if anybody's home.
That's always an option, yes. Do you
Yes, I
want to
imagine he'll
volunteer?
be thrilled to have guests.
I'm sure we'll have a cup of tea and we'll have scones. It'll be great. And then fight some rats.
Whether it's happy or not, we're here to exfiltrate him. That's exactly what we'll do. We'll take the front door, unless you see another way in.
You're not.
Front door it is then.
Well, there it is.
Back will fucking head on over if no one else wants to.
Now who goes up to it?
Koi marks his territory while you guys are here.
Of course, of course.
The best boy!
Mm-hmm.
If no one else makes
this will be a weird. Who's trained in nature?
Not trained, no.
No.
I don't believe so.
No, sorry.
Okay, then how about you all roll nature? If you're interested, you can roll nature at disadvantage.
Sure, why not? Let's see what this...
Here, I'm
freaking
taking a
nature
look
can
all
do.
around me.
Never mind.
Okay.
14?
Oh, I just did the one.
Oh wait, hold on,
That's
high
a good
roller
numbers.
here.
18, 19, so Bass got a
Wait,
18.
is it
Hell yeah.
disadvantage if I am trained in it?
Oh no, if you're trained in this, it's straight.
That meant nothing.
It's a rough time out here. It's a rough time.
Hard
Roll one more
knock
time.
life.
Roll one more time. We'll take advantage. It's a rough time out here.
Appreciate it.
To back in Warder, you don't know the physiology of Koi. To be fair, you just met it, but it doesn't seem normal. If it follows, I guess you call it a filtration system like your body does, right? So that's why your pee is yellow, because there's things in it. It's clear when you have no chemicals or toxins or whatever in your system, that sort of stuff. Yeah, Koi is like the latter. It's clear. To Brask, at a 19, a knower of supernatural influences, that is probably pure water. And Koi is probably in a similar spiritual element as Kazumi and Ryu. That I'm not advocating for you to drink Koi's piss. No, I'm just saying.
But if you're in a
But
survival
in a
scenario,
survival
You're saying if you wanted to.
You wouldn't have to filter it. Is
we
what
have
I
a
mean.
natural water fountain.
Oh my god.
Is he like the giant tortoises, too delicious to scientifically catalog?
Yeah.
His piss is too pure to catalog.
Oh my god.
So anyways, I go up to the door.
Astrod. Like, oh, we won't run out of water, at least. He might.
So you guys, having marked that Koi is pure in more than one way, apparently, go to the front door.
Yep. I will put my ear to it. I pull back my my shawl a bit, the hood part of it, to put my ear up to the door.
While we're getting towards the door, Shrapnel will stay in the back and kind of look over the scenery
Mm-hmm.
and everything, keeping an eye out.
Roll me your perception.
Can do.
I should have all this space to work with. So I'm
Me
just
too, or no?
if you're trying to keep a tab on your surroundings, yeah.
Trying to listen through the door.
Oh, then yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
15.
Put them there. Sorry, I'm just getting these tokens.
Rask is waiting for the team to do all the work.
Of course.
I'm sure Starling would have done very similar.
Yeah.
If
I
you
feel
were
it's
here.
Can Anushka just like look over the building very quickly, just from where she's standing, and see if there is
Did you say
anything,
Anushka?
like...
Who's Anushka?
Oh, did I say so?
I was waiting for you to do that whole thing, and I was gonna be like, who's Anushka?
I didn't even notice. Jesus Christ!
I didn't know Anushka was a small child.
I know.
At one point.
Ophelia would like to take a look over the building where she's standing and just see if there's anything like that seems a bit off, or like could there be like an extra entrance or something rather than just ventilation.
That would have all been covered in your guys' previous perception rolls.
Oh, okay. Well, just anything.
Man, I got a nat 20! And I didn't see
That's
shit!
crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's wow.
No, I was telling her.
Okay.
I didn't
Well,
see
just anything
shit.
that's just standing out then. She might think's a bit weird. Or movement. maybe.
As far as your
I mean,
previous
it's
perception
free.
roll, no, nothing.
No, okay. Fine.
I don't know if it would have any effect on my on my roll, but I will say Shrapnel is feeling very paranoid in this kind of setting.
Man, paranoia is an interesting thing, right? It would alert you to things that are there, but would also alert you to things that aren't
that
there.
are not there.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy. Almost as if it would apply some sort of advantageous and disadvantageous situation in your mind.
Mhm.
That's wild. That's crazy.
What was that? What was that? Nothing.
I
Literally
just
nothing.
thought you should know.
So, the 15 from Shrapnel.
Mhm.
Listening out and around. You hear your steps, that of your allies. But nothing else that stands out in the immediate proximity. To Warder, you listen in beyond the door. You guys having not stealthed at all. You can hear the sounds of movement inside. Almost the sound of like a cockroach scuttling or something like that.
Oh god, they turned on the lights.
That's our man. That's our man.
Man.
He nods once. He looks down at the bottom of the door frame just to see if there's any salt lined out. Habit. There isn't. So he will kick the door in.
There isn't.
You kick the door in. Bam! It slams onto the. I guess it's not even like it's not on hinges. Like it's just it's like leaned there. So you're basically just kick like a karate kicking a plank like they do it, like karate displays. So you break the door. You break the door in half, and you send parts of it flying inside. And let me just I'm gonna change the collector first. Let me just say that.
Damn. Holy shit, dude. He does not dodge.
So you kick the door in, and then your guys' quarry is clearly attempting to hide. Where does he hide, you might ask? You look up.
It's just on the roof.
First thing he always does when he enters a
He's
new place,
right.
he looks
He's-
up for any
he's-
snare fleas.
I think I'm.
Oh my
I do
god,
too.
he's a lethal company man.
Yeah, you look up and you see him like on all fours, sixes, my bad, on all sixes,
Huh?
on the ceiling, like, not curled up fully, he was like mid-movement as you kick the door in, and he's like, adopting the direct thing of like, if I hold perfectly still, I'll be invisible to them.
He
So you look up at him, and that's clearly
Yep.
not the case.
stares at him through the falcon-like mask, iron mask he's wearing, and he says, "Fearthrax the Three Crane, come with us if you want to live."
Motherfucker.
You hear the clicking of its mandibles, not in like a talking manner, but in like an idling manner, just like almost like someone like running their fingertips along the top of a table, like exactly like that. And then you hear in your head a voice. Who are you?
Enter Skyrim character creation.
You do not know how much restraint I had to have when I was doing the intro dialogue or intro cutscene sequence, and I was gonna have an NPC say, "Oh, hey, you're finally awake."
Yeah.
I was thinking so hard. I was thinking about it so hard. I'm like, no, you can't start this shit with that. No.
No. You gotta be serious on that one.
I think the warder will just say, "We were sent here by a benefactor with a vested interest in your safety. Shall we?"
Make your persuasion check.
Make sure the D4 is off. It is. Ooh, this is all luck here.
Holy God, you are lucky.
Oh my god!
Yo.
So
Look at that!
What baby? Nice.
Jackpot.
Damn.
Yeah.
A benefactor. Do you trust your benefactor? He's still like locked position, by the way. He has not moved an inch.
I trust him better than the Vermintide.
God damn it. God damn it. Son of a bitch.
It just references back and forth.
You snuck
It's
my
the perfect
head,
way
you
to-
son of a bitch.
I trust her more than the Vermintide, that's right.
There is
Taking
nothing
inspiration.
better to describe that than Vermintide.
My God. Perfect.
God damn it. I see. I cannot go. Not yet. I
Why
have.
not?
He finally drops from the ceiling. I have research below. Experiments running. They must come with me. You will help with this.
Shall we? Well,
What the hell?
I guess rather he would say, "Will we?" Look over at the team. Does it look like they're also hearing this?
Yeah.
Experiments.
How long will this take?
How strong are you?
Felix done it herself.
Little hands make delicate work. He gestures at his own insectoid small hands. Actually, no. He would have. He has two sets of arms. One which has smaller hands, and one which has bigger hands. He'd actually have both.
Oh,
Damn.
well.
Had better days. He says, holding up one hand.
Clicks gun. The end.
Yeah.
He tilts his head at that, not phased that you're missing a limb at all. I can fix that.
Tilts his head, like mirroring his motion.
Not permanent, but something to help. I can fix that.
Only
We'll need to be
two.
quick.
Then follow me. He gets on all fours and scurries off. All six, my bad, all six.
Back with no hesitation, just runs after him.
Yeah. There's like a living room up here, but it's quite core. All of his like archive and library, experimentation, research notes, that sort of stuff are all downstairs.
Well, let's go see how much you've got to carry.
You wait for you to all file in before he goes deeper into the house.
Shrapnel would reluctantly go ahead of you if you insist on not going in first.
I mean, I think was it Bax beat all to that one anyway.
Yeah, if there is a trap here, he is running face first into it. Survival instinct. It's lower right now. To be fair.
Well, should we follow? She'll just go downstairs, I guess, after him. It.
Head on down.
I'll be the last one in, holding up the rear.
You all begin entering in. Miss Person, last one in. Mr. Person, last one in. Can you roll me a perception check?
Gladly.
That's a good perception.
For +7.
You have this sensation, that of predation, that
Ooh.
sixth sense that is telling you you're being watched. But you just don't know where.
Could I insight check the 3 cream? If he feels something similar?
He ran off already. He's already down the basement.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I will give you one at disadvantage of insight check to him, like thinking back on how his disposition was when he was just here. I'll give you that. It wouldn't be a live check, it'd be a memory check.
Nope.
So about that.
Eee.
Wow.
I'll give you this, and this might be just a bit reinforced by your guys' mission log. It does seem he's aware that something's approaching him. He just might not have known what. So you begin entering back inside. Doorway. Sans a door, so just be the way.
Way.
There's a way. There's way.
Do you know the way? It's right there.
No. You guys begin entering inside, and his home is Fearsmax's home is a very simple one. A lot of it's made of like I think it's called daub, basically mud and stuff like that. So if you guys ever imagined, here's a visual reference: Patrick's house in SpongeBob being made of sand. It's predominantly that, with like shelves and the stairways that you guys have being made of stone, like rocks that were just happen to be in the dirt, or actual dirt, mud, and like packed mud and stuff like that. There are some like wooden things in here, wooden implements, like shelves that he quote unquote installed in the wall, which you think he just like took a piece of wood and slammed it into the dirt in the same way you put like a carrot into a snowman's nose as a snowman's nose. It's like, yep, I have a shelf now. So there are wooden things, furniture around, but it's there. It's nothing extravagant. Nothing extravagant. Very functional, or just very naturalistic. Bach, you're the first one down. You guys will all eventually see as Bach's the first one. You follow Fearthrax into the basement, where the basement of his dwelling, and you see all that which he has talked about. You see assorted mortars and pestles. Some are made of stone, some are made of wood. All different sorts of containers, which you don't know what's in them. And there are a few glass pieces in here for alchemy sets. But it is all very hodgepodge, very mishmash.
Making do with what he can get.
Exactly. Or making that which he needs but doesn't have currently, and doesn't have what he got currently. He, seeing that you're the one following him, the person missing a limb, he ushers you to come over to this, I guess you would like call it like a, what's it called? A trough? Like a place where you like put feed for like animals?
Yeah, a trough.
Yeah, it's a trough.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
As a side note, I imagine this is like a very short room, because he probably crawls around all over the place, doesn't he?
He doesn't crawl around everywhere. He's like Remy from Ratatouille, where he's like, like when you're working with things, you want to keep your hands clean, but if you're just like want to run around really fast, then it doesn't matter.
Oh, that makes sense. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so he is standing upright when he gets down here, but he does like go and wash his hands with some like a flowing spout of water that connects to some sort of water reservoir down here. And he ushers you to come over to this trough, and when you get over there, it is filled with water. Or what you think is water. You see growing inside it is some sort of algae, or coral or something like that.
Algae.
Because so I'll draw it real fast to really paint it for you.
Yeah.
The trough is thusly, right? It's probably a bit curved at the edges, but you know what I mean. There is some sort of almost like a rotisserie spit. There is some sort of pole that's embedded in the middle of the trough that acts as an anchoring point for all of this biomass to accumulate on. And looking at it, and I guess that's sort of like a philosophical question, isn't it? Is moss one big thing or a bunch of small things?
Oh, that's a fun thought. It's
Right?
similar to a mushroom.
Yeah, exactly. So he like ushers you over, and you get over there and see this, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Not meat.
Not
What's
meat.
alive.
Yes. Please. He gestures at your stump. Put it in here, in the water. It will hurt. Initially. And only then. After that, it will just feel cold.
Insight isn't exactly his thing. So I would request an insight to see if he has other intentions with this.
Sure, roll it.
Do you think it'd be a disadvantage?
I think it'd be straight.
I think it'd be straight. Oh my god. So about the nat 20.
All the nat 20s, huh? All the nat 20s. Oh, there's a nat 1 just there you go. But we'll talk about
We're
that
using them all before we have to run for our lives from rats.
Of course.
I don't know how to describe this. It's a nat 20, so I'll be pretty transparent with it. He's not... He is both good and bad when in this act. He is bad in that he wants to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But he is good in the sense he is trying to help you.
Right. He thinks
is
this
not-
is genuinely the best bet. He just doesn't entirely know what it's going to do.
He's not a comic book villain, which is like a fucking pure scientist from heaven versus Erica from hell. No, like he, and that's an overstatement on Erica. I'm sure she has her reasons, but that's besides the point. Yeah, he's not doing this with one agenda or over the other. He just, it is what it is.
It's Scooby-Dooby-Dooby.
And there is a certain urgency he is acting with. So he's like, if this will help you do your job faster, I will help you do your job faster, and your job also involves getting me out of here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It is probably the kindest scientist approach that he has ever seen in his life. So it's reassuring.
Probably, yeah.
And he will dunk his stump. Which is a weird sentence.
Uncle Stump.
You dunk a stump into the trough, and he pushes your shoulder and sort of guides your stump until it makes contact with this biomass, this algae that's grown onto the pole in the middle, and you see almost like a sponge getting compressed, or a loofah being compressed. The algae begins to compress and tighten. And so there's less gap, less air pockets, to the point where it actually does begin bubbling. And this is around the point where you guys come in. You guys could hear the bubbling as the air pockets in the algae structure begins getting pushed out. It begins condensing into not an exact shape of an arm, much less your arm, but you feel it connecting to you a little bit, almost like someone nudging you with, like, on your cheek with a finger. And then that's when it hits you, where it connects your nervous system with its nervous system.
Which honestly, considering what he is, or it is, I guess, he's probably the best person to try for this kind of thing.
If it were anyone else doing this right now, they would be making a Constitution save or suffer exhaustion.
Oh.
But you're you. You're a biomass experiment. This is nothing terribly new to you. You do not need to make a save. It connects to you.
I have moss arm.
And yeah, exactly. You pull it out, and as you pull it out, you get what he's talking about. It feels cold because it's wet.
I need a towel.
He examines it, and you could hear his mandibles just like that, like anticipation as you pull it out of the water. And then as like you pull it out and like you begin to like shake it dry, he's like, no, and he like pours more water on, and it must stay wet.
He gives a small nod of understanding. Doesn't understand why. He just understands it has to stay wet.
You understand that it has to stay wet, but you also understand that it emits a constant dripping noise from your arm.
Ah, so stealth is probably.
You need to soak it in more blood. That's more viscous.
That's a good idea.
Take the moss and soak it in the blue stuff from the hub. Easy. Don't do that. Don't do
That'd be
that. I'll punch
cool.
you.
Let's go.
And that's how I became a Hand of Dread pugilist.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Does it seem like fully like similarly responsive to his other hand, and like he can still do like bio whip and manipulate it perfectly?
So that's the interesting thing about this. It is, how to say, your limbs at current have musculature and everything like that, like a tension about it that you can manipulate and pull and like elongate and to accommodate your combat needs. This does not have that. As a result, it is more malleable because it doesn't have a structure underneath it. That being said, it doesn't have the same integrity as a result.
Right.
So for something like your whip, it might actually be better because it's more malleable. But if you wanted to make
Like
a blade
Calcite.
of it, it's going to be probably worse because
Yeah,
it doesn't have
and-
the structural integrity for it.
And making a shield effectively would basically be saying, yeah, just destroy this thing.
And
Or
it
just
probably
like-
would destroy it, but it would also soak up a lot of it as a
Okay.
result. Right? Because that's sort of how Kevlar works, right? Like, our Kevlar doesn't stop a
Disperse.
bullet dead out. Yeah, it shatters itself and scatters the energy from the bullet. So in that regard, the moss would do that for you. It would shatter, but it would dissipate any energy flying at you. For better or worse.
He will turn into whip, give it one solid crack, and then be very satisfied at its force.
It is very satisfying, and if you ever watch Avatar Last Airbender with the fucking seaweed golem guy that the swamp
Oh
benders
my
have, you
God.
know what this looks like.
Yeah.
You know exactly what this looks like.
Yeah.
And then he changes it back to his normal hand. Well, his hand. I don't know.
Very good.
Very good. He says back.
Very good. He nods. Pats you on the side. Very good. Now,
Ew.
he sees that, like, you guys are all right here at this point. We can begin moving things. He looks at the trough.